If you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. This is a quote which I've been using in a lot of YouTube videos and in my LinkedIn posts as well. And today we are going to understand what were 5 sacrifices which I had made during my CA journey that helped me to get a rank in my CA finals. All the entrepreneurs in this particular country, name it Kunal Shah of Cred or Nikhil Kamath of Zerodha, they have done some or the other sacrifices in their life, and because of which today they are at summit of their life. So in this video, we are going to understand what exactly is the significance and essence of making sacrifices, and I hope that you can get inspired and motivated to study in a more effective manner after understanding what were my sacrifices during my CA journey. So let's watch this entire video. The first sacrifice was that I did not pursue my hobbies in my CA final and intermediate leave period because of the vast curriculum of CA final and intermediate. I couldn't find time because of this vast curriculum, or rather I didn't prefer to find time because of this vast curriculum, and therefore I ended up studying for the entire day without pursuing any hobby. So I've been telling you that you should stay in touch with a particular hobby, and this is a sacrifice as well as a mistake. So basically you should stay in touch with a hobby and you should at least spend 15 minutes of your time on that hobby so that you are in touch with that hobby, and it will help you in order to study in a more effective manner. So a thing which you should sacrifice is that if you're spending an hour or if you're spending 2 hours on playing cricket or playing keyboard or pursuing your hobby, you need to sacrifice at least 1 hour or 1.5 hours, because you can't end up spending a lot of time on that hobby itself. So you have to prioritize what exactly is your priority. If you have your exams coming up, then you need to ensure that you have to prioritize on your studies and you don't have to prioritize on your hobbies. Therefore, you need to sacrifice the amount of time which you used to spend on that hobby, and you should focus on your academics because that is your ultimate priority. So this is the concept of time prioritization, which I've explained in the earlier video as well, and this concept really helped me in order to learn the art of time management. So this was the first sacrifice. The second sacrifice was that I did not stay in touch with any of my friends except one who used to solve my doubts. Therefore, it's very important that you need to stay away from all your friends at least during your leave period, because if you stay in touch with them, ultimately you would end up going out with them, hanging out with them, watching movies, or just going to some cafes and chilling all the time. So this was the reason I ended up grounding myself. I switched off my mobile phone for the entire 4.5 months, and therefore I didn't allow my friends to contact me during that time. So this would sound rude, but then ultimately if you really want to have that dream of becoming a CA, and if you really want to achieve something in your life, then this sacrifice is really very important. On your results day, these are the ones who are going to come to you and who are going to be happier than you because you've got a rank or you've cleared your CA examinations. The next sacrifice was that I couldn't work enough and I couldn't attend all the functions for my real sister's wedding. So my CA finals examination was in November 2019 and my real sister's wedding was in the first week of July 2019, which was only 4 months before my examination. So trust me, I had received my leave from 15th of June and her wedding was in the first week of July. So during this period, I couldn't give a lot of time as well to her wedding, and I didn't even attend all the family functions. So this was a thing which I had sacrificed because I knew that if I end up attending the family function, I'll just think about how much fun people are doing there and they are enjoying so much. I wish even I could have enjoyed. So therefore I avoided going to all the family functions. And you know, like in a wedding, there are a lot of fun things which also happen. So you have to go to the dance practices, you have to meet a lot of people because all the family is there in your town, and there are a lot of get-togethers. So I avoided all this in order to study. And trust me, while reading and while studying during this period, I only had this thought in my mind that if you don't sacrifice for what you want, then what you want becomes the sacrifice. The next sacrifice was that I did not hang out even for a day during my CA finals or intermediate leave. So trust me, there are a lot of people who are going to call you out, or there are a lot of relatives who are going to tell you that you've studied a lot now. Why are you studying so much? Why are you so boring? Let's go out. Let's have some fun. But at that time, you have to say no to them, because if you're saying no to them, you're simultaneously saying yes to another thing. And yes to another thing is that your dream of becoming a CA. So it's like if you're saying no to them, then you're saying yes to your dream of becoming a chartered accountant. And this is the thought which I had kept in my mind. You have to say no, and you have to ensure that you focus on one particular thing at that point of time without being distracted, because attraction to distraction drifts you away from your goal. The next sacrifice which I had made was that I did not watch television even for a minute during my CA final journey. And trust me guys, from that period itself, I haven't even watched television for a minute. So I think it's been more than 1.5 years that I have watched television, and it has really helped me in order to improve my focus. You know what happens if you're studying, if you take a break and let's say you're watching a movie for 15 minutes or 20 minutes. Once you come back from that break and once you sit on your chair for studying, you will think the dialogues or the songs which you've listened on that television, and ultimately it is going to create a lot of disturbance in your mind. So in the background of your mind, all those lyrics or all those dialogues would keep reiterating, and therefore it won't allow you to focus with that amount of efficiency which you were able to before watching that movie. This might sound boring, but you are only doing this for your 4 or 4.5 months of CA final or intermediate leave. And therefore, once you become a CA, there's no one who's going to stop you from watching these shows or these series. You can watch them with the prefix CA added before your name. So that is a feeling which would be much better as compared to the feeling when you're watching now without the degree of CA. And the last sacrifice, which is one of the major sacrifices which I had done during my CA journey, was talking to parents during my CA final and intermediate leave. I'll tell you that I just used to speak with my parents during lunch and during dinner time. I used to have lunch at 12:30 or 1 o'clock during the first initial days of my CA final leave. However, I realized that I am not even getting time to speak to my dad and mom during that CA journey. So my dad used to come from his office at 1:30 p.m. sharp for lunch, and he used to have his dinner at 7:30 p.m. sharp. So I changed my lunch timing from 1 o'clock to 1:30 p.m. so that I can spend time with my mom and dad at least during those lunch and dinner hours, so that I can get a time to talk to them about my entire experience of CA final leave period and their experience of what they are doing in their lives. So what is important is that you should have that positive mindset, and once you have that positive mindset, no one can stop you from becoming successful. Well, I just use the word success now. What exactly is success? According to the Oxford Dictionary, it is the attainment of an aim or of wealth or of status. But according to me, success is not only when you are inspired by someone, but success is when you're the one who inspires someone. So people should look up to you and say that I want to become like him, I want to become like her. So people shouldn't recognize you by your parents' name. Rather, when your parents are crossing someone's path, people should say that, oh, he's the father of Ritesh Agarwal, founder of Oyo. Oh, she's the mother of Nikhil Kamat, the founder of Zerodha. And this is when I can say that you have achieved something in your life. So a positive mindset is very important, and mindset is a thing which separates the best from the rest. And if you have this positive mindset, it is going to separate you from the rest, because you are the best in this particular journey. Well, mindset is nothing but your नजरिया, and डॉक्टर तुम्हारे नज़र का इलाज कर पाएगा लेकिन नज़रिए का नहीं. और इसीलिए तुम्हें खुद के नज़रिए को बदलने के लिए खुद को इतना पॉजिटिव बनाना होगा, so that you can ultimately gain flying colors and you can ultimately ace in your life. So I hope this video was useful for all of you. You were able to find some amount of motivation in this. And if you do like this video, share it with all your friends. Subscribe to my channel so that I can create more videos for all of you. Also, tomorrow I am a guest speaker for the Unacademy's one-day CA Summit, which have been organized in association with Times of India. So I have my session at 12 noon, and the topic is dreaming big, which is a general topic. So if you are interested, you can click on the link given in the description box, register yourself and attend the session so that I can interact with you one-on-one and you can ask me your questions directly. Thank you so much for watching this video. See you in the next video.